This is Success Mentorship class number 253. And our topic for today is how to start your new year. You know, our trainings and our teachings are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and on our home study course that so many people are getting now to prepare themselves for the new year and to close out last year and to make the new year their year for outrageous success. So be sure to go to our website, www.herbertharris.info. That's herbertharris.info, and you'll see the new you for the new year home study course. You'll also see the Ultimate Success Bundle. If there's one thing to get the Ultimate Success Bundle, because that gives you everything you need to create success in this year. And I love to begin with a quote. There's a quote from T.S. Eliot, and he says, "Every moment is a fresh beginning. Every moment is a fresh beginning." Germany Kent said, "Never underestimate the power you have to take your life in a new direction." I'm going to repeat that. Never underestimate the power you have to take your life in a new direction. Wow. I have a visual. Can you imagine you have just flown in to the new year and you have flown from last year? You've gotten off the plane and you go down to the baggage area and the bags are coming off the plane. They're coming down the conveyor belt and you are standing there picking up the baggage, the bags that you will take into this new year. So down the conveyor belt comes the thought bags. Now, which thought bags are you going to pick up? Are you going to pick up the thoughts of abundance? Are you going to pick up the thoughts of limitation? So let's pick up the thoughts of abundance and leave thoughts of limitation. Let's pick up thoughts of infinite possibilities and leave thoughts of lack. Here comes our emotional bags coming down the conveyor belt. Let's pick up the bag of faith and let's leave behind the bag of doubt. Let's pick up the bag of courage and leave behind the bag of insecurity. Let's pick up the bag of love and leave behind the bag of hate. Here comes our habits down the conveyor belt. Let's pick up the habit of organization and good planning and leave behind the baggage of disorganization and clutter. Let's pick up the bag of do it now and leave behind the habit of procrastination. And then finally, before you can leave this airport to begin this new year, here come the bags of relationships. Well, let's pick up the bag of encouragement and leave behind the bag of envy and jealousy. Let's pick up the bag of love and leave behind the bag of hurt. Let's pick up the bag of hopefulness and good relationship and uplifting vibrations and leave behind the bag of abuse and negativity. And so as we move into this new year, we have made some serious choices about what baggage we will bring into the new year. And that's the beauty of this whole presentation today, that we have the ability to power start this new year and bring only those things into the new year that we need. This new year can be anything we desire it to be. Isn't that amazing? This can be our year for outrageous success. And, you know, outrageous success is that kind of success where you look for 1,000 and you get 1,000,000. Literally, whatever you want is right there for you. You make the choice and go for it. So today I wanna focus on the 4 keys to power start your new year and make it the year for your outrageous success. Number 1, a new mindset. Number 2, a new skill set. Number 3, a new toolbox. And number 4, a new commitment. On these 4 pillars, hang your potential for this new year. On these 4 pillars, you can power start your new year so that nothing is impossible. So let's look at this new mindset. No matter what has happened in this last year, you know, someone once said that last year is a canceled check. Next year is a promissory note. Today is legal tender, what you do right now. And so as we've come out of this last year, we may have to be like the prodigal son. You know, some of us have had a really tough time this year. I mean, if it could go wrong, it went wrong. Okay. Some of the things that we attempted failed. Some of the people that we trusted disappointed us. But like the prodigal son, no matter how bad this year has been, we can always arise and go to your Father. In other words, as we start this new year, the new mindset to see above and beyond what is to what can be, to our source, to our purpose, to the reason that we were here. Sometimes when we've had some really tough times, it may not be totally clear that we're here for a good purpose. But the beauty of this spiritual experience that we live is that if we seek that good purpose, we will find it. When we looking at our new mindset for this new year, we realize that we are where we are right now because of our thoughts, our emotions, our habits, and our relationships. So to make this new year the year we want it to be, commit to positive thinking. Commit to thoughts of potential and abundance. Always see that glass as half full. Everything you encounter, see it as being bigger and better and greater than whatever it is. Change those emotions from emotions of fear to emotions of faith. You know, your feeling gets the blessing, how you feel about yourself. The first law of success says, a mind shall have whatsoever it thinks in its heart. So the emotional aspect of what we do and what we are is very determinant of the life we will live. So let's have positive emotions of love, of faith, of courage, of compassion. Let us transform our habits. You know, one of the things about our habits is we may create the habit, but in the end, the habit creates us. So many times we'll find ourselves in a situation where our habits have literally drowned us. Bad habits can undermine good intentions anytime. And then most of all, this year, let us focus on the new mindset of positive relationships, of people who love you, people who encourage you, of people who lift you up. You see, the mindset that we take really impacts how we see the world. Our mindset can be implemented by 4 keys. Self-responsible. As we go forth this year, let's take responsibility for whatever it is. Self-responsibility says now you have the power. You don't give the power to anybody else. You have the power to create the world exactly the way that you want it to be. Let's look at the tool of self-motivation. You know, from this year forward, don't wait for somebody else to motivate you. Ring your own bell. Follow your own dreams. That motivation, that desire to be, to do, and have should come from within. Self-determined. That this year commit to have a level of desire that's so strong that no one and no thing can stop you. You know, desire is the most powerful tool we have in our arsenal of dream-making machines, dream-making skills. And then that fourth, be self-functional. Now, this is the beauty of self-functionality. You learn to do what you must do to create the life that you live. To commit to learn, practice, and master the things you need to be successful. To have your copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success, to have your home study course, to have all the other good books and good programs to help you be, do, and have that you desire. So the new mindset can be implemented by self-responsibility, self-motivation, self-determination, and self-functionality. The second is a skill set to help you create the new year. And this new skill set is really a new way to process things. You know, we can live life either based on fear or faith. And so in this new year, commit to a life lived on faith and wisdom. The scripture says, my people fail for the lack of knowledge, not because the knowledge is not there, because they reject knowledge. And so this year, let us really focus on what we need to do to learn the things we need to learn, to practice the things we need to practice so that we can master them and create the life we desire. I mean, this year, we are the great farmers in the field of possibility. The earth is totally fertile, and the seeds we plant, we can nurture them and take care of them and make them grow into incredible dreams and manifest in reality. In our skill set, practice to confront things rather than avoid them. You know, as we go through this new year, situations are going to be developed, and you can either flee or face it. So commit to confront rather than avoid. From this day forward, commit to bold action. You know, you have an incredible dream. Think about this. If your life is a gold mine, and it is, and you know that the gold is there, all the gold that you could ever desire, and it is, then go for it. Just like, oh my goodness, there's nothing I can do but dig, 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 dig. So act boldly instead of timidly. Follow through. The skill set of follow through and completion will take you to a whole nother level. Trust me. Most people fail because they never follow through. So as you create this new you, follow through is key. Preparation. This year, commit to be prepared for any and everything that you attempt, to put in the time to prepare yourself, to give yourself the understanding to be able to operate effectively. Commit to speak up. You know, the world was spoken into existence. The scripture says, in the beginning was the word. So in the beginning of your life is your word. So commit this day to speak up. Whatever you want, say it. Seek it. Knock. Ask. And then finally, this year, commit to operate from a position of trust rather than a weakness of doubt. You see, the number one thing to trust this year is yourself. And that's why this skill set is so important. As you develop the skills that you need to create the life you desire, you become more confident. And you can operate from trust in yourself and trust in others who you permit to come into your life. The skill set that you develop for this year should include, I call, a daily method of operation. And when I say a daily method of operation, a time to do everything, a time to do it and the time to do it. Everything should be scheduled. Allow enough time to complete the task. Give preparation time so that you always function at your highest level. Hold yourself accountable. If you want this year to be incredibly successful, outrageously successful, hold yourself accountable to the daily method of operation that you commit to. You know, we often say people make New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year, and by the end of January, one, if they wrote them down, they can't find them. And two, most of the times they don't remember what they were. So be daily accountable and you'll get incredible results. Remember this, successful people do daily what unsuccessful people do sometime. I'm going to say that again. Successful people do daily what unsuccessful people do sometime. Number 3, the new toolbox. As you go into this year, you need a toolbox. Every tradesman, every industry is a toolbox, and you need the toolbox for success. The beautiful thing about a toolbox is that if you use it before you hit the rock, it's good. So many times in life, we wait to hit a rock or fall into a hole before you wake up. We have a choice. We don't have to wait until we hit a rock to change our behavior. We don't have to wait until we fall into a hole to transform our minds and transform our lives. That toolbox should consist of good books. You know, of course, I always recommend the 12 Universal Laws of Success. But if you take all of the success books, Think and Grow Rich, The Magic of Thinking Big, if you take all the success books, they basically say the same thing. The essence of the 12 Universal Laws of Success is if you take them all, you can break them down into laws. Laws that are just as real as the law of gravity. Take courses. I mean, for you to get better, you got to work at it. Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So if you want this year to be your year for success, you've got to work at it. I recommend you start with some courses. The home study course. You know, one of the things we did in that course was to give you a tool to assess where you are, address your deficiencies, set new goals, and take action. The whole idea is that if you use the tools you have in your toolbox and constantly expand your toolbox, nothing is impossible. Life is a skill. And as a skill, you can learn it. I love the movie series, The Matrix, because my interpretation of it is that we all live in a matrix. We actually live in different matrices. You live in the matrix of family. You live in the matrix of community. You live in the matrix of religion. But the major point is to understand the rules of the game, to understand the success principles. Over this next year, don't reinvent the wheel. Sometimes I work with people, and as soon as they learn a little bit, all of a sudden now they become experts. The most dangerous 2 words that you can ever have and use is I know. Because the moment you say, I know, that means you've closed your door to learning more. So don't reinvent the wheel. Use your toolbox to figure out ways to get things done effectively. You see, success leaves clues. And in your toolbox, use some of the spiritual tools like meditation. Every success book tells you you must meditate. You must be able to put yourself at the center of your power. With the right tools, anything is possible. And the 4th key to power starting your new year is a new commitment. A new commitment based on understanding, wisdom. A new commitment based on recognizing who you are and whose you are. When we start doing things and to bring about this life we desire, just as with the prodigal son, we can make bad decisions and things go badly. But when you make a new commitment to understand whose you are See, your commitment should always be about alignment with your source. One of the spiritual principles of the prodigal son is when stuff goes bad, when your life has completely gone off the tracks, you can deal with it because you seek your source. It says when the prodigal son was in the pig pens of life, he said, I will arise and go to my father, because my father in his house, they're servants and they have food enough to spare. So once you identify with your source, the commitment that I am aligned with a source, a God, a presence, a consciousness that has everything I need to get everything I want. And so let me align myself with my source. This new commitment to align yourself with yourself, that vibration of self with self. It's very difficult to rise above the perception you have of yourself. And so once you've aligned yourself with your source, then you now look at yourself as a child of an all-powerful creator. Therefore, you're entitled to all kinds of good things. Once you become clear about who you are and whose you are, you can then connect with other people. See, there's reason for other people. There's certain powers that you cannot access most efficiently by yourself. The reason that there's a mastermind principle is that when you bring minds together, there's a harmonic vibration. There's a, you might call it an encouragement, an upliftment, that when you bring 2 or 3 or 4 minds together, 2 plus 2 is more than 4. 2 plus 2 may be 18, because you get a synergistic vibration of minds working together. So commit to work with other people, but work with other people who respect you, who love you. Work in balance. Don't spend your time trying to please other people. Please your source. Please yourself. Use the mastermind principle now to access that extra power that can take you where you need to go. I was doing an interview, and one of the Stephen said that one of the great victories that he had was one of the learnings he had was to recognize that you need to have a mentor. Find somebody who's been where you want to go and follow them, understand them. To also have a commitment to the process. So what is the process? And the process is continuous growth. That as we are on this journey through this new year, it's like a stair step. You go up higher and higher up the steps. And that each step you come to an equilibrium, you come to a certain level of contentment, but then something inside says there's something up there beyond the sky, so you take another step. But this whole growth process is necessary because it helps you go towards your source. So your purpose is that for which you were created. And this process of enlightenment is discovering your purpose through action, through your vision, through your goals. Your purpose now aligns you back to the reason you were created. And so this idea of continuous growth, one of the things we realize that when you get to the top of the mountain, one of the most amazing things that strikes you is that there are other mountains and another mountain and another mountain. So this period of continuous growth gives you the way to face every challenge and know that you can grow through it so that you can get to the other mountain. If you don't grow through it, you will go through it time and time again. This new commitment to the process of manifestation. You know, we often talk about the Einstein formula, E, energy, vibration, equals M, mass, manifestation times the speed of light squared. And so this is saying on a spiritual nature that anything that we want to manifest in our lives is directly related to the vibration, our level of desire. If it's not happening for us, we don't want it badly enough. When you have solid desire, nothing is impossible. And so this idea that manifestation is directly related to clarity and the level of your desires now gives you a tool to do impossible things. The moment you desire something, the moment you're clear about the thing that you want, we often say that most people fail because they don't have clearly defined goals. If your goals are not clearly defined, then your desire cannot be focused. If your desire is not focused, you can't create enough vibration, enough intensity to attract into your life that you're seeking. So these 4 keys, to summarize what we've shared today, the power start your new year is to first recognize that you don't have to take anything into this new year that does not serve you, that is not good for you, that does not empower you, that does not love you. And that this new beginning gives you a chance to create a new ending. We always have the ability to create a new ending based on the choices we make and the actions we take. We have the power to create our new world. And the keys to this creation, the keys to making this new year your year for outrageous success, is to have that new mindset, new thoughts, new emotions, new habits, new relationships, positive thoughts, uplifting emotions, empowering habits, and loving relationships. Have a new skill set based on faith and wisdom, where you confront every challenge, where you commit to act boldly, where you complete and follow through, where you're prepared and you always speak up for the right and the good. A new toolbox where you are committed to a continuous learning process, that every reading new books, increasing your consciousness, traveling, expanding your exposure. The more you read, the more you see, the more you can be. See, each level of exposure takes you to another mountain, to another top. And then that new commitment, that commitment to your source, that you're here for a purpose, that commitment to yourself, that only good things come to you, that commitment to others, that when you are together in a harmonic relationship, nothing is impossible. And that commitment to the process, knowing that it's a continuous growth for you to realize who you are, and what your purpose is. So when we can do these things, and we can power start our new year and base the actions over this year on these principles, nothing is impossible. We can be anything we desire to be. We can have anything we want. We can go any place we desire. Always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is. Happy New You. This has been Dr. Herbert Harris. Thank you so much for being with us. Be sure to listen to this over and over and share it with at least 3 other people. There's a lot in it, a lot compacted, but take the time and use it. Go to our website, herbertharris.info. Get our home study course. Get our book. Get the Ultimate Success Bundle that has everything you need to get anything you want. That's herbertharris.info.